and we're fired up to jump on the Rude guest hotline. Rude is the official show sponsor of BMitch and Finlay. And welcome in from Nationals TV, Mr. Dan Kolko. Kolko, what's up, dude? How are you?
Boys, how we doing?
Hello.
Dude, I want to start here. And not that you hadn't done some, the actual play-by-play broadcasting before, but this is your first year as the guy, right? Carp retires. Kolko, this is your gig now. How much fun are you having, especially considering this team's playing pretty good baseball?
Yeah, it's been a blast, honestly. Getting to do it every day, it's been a great learning experience over the last 4 or 5 years or so, but you do it for 3 days and then Bob comes back, or you do it for a week and then Bob comes back, and it doesn't really give you a chance to truly settle in or feel comfortable over the long haul. And now, it's my chair every day, which is amazing. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Franny and I have a great rapport that we've built over the last 12 years that we've known each other, since he was on the team in 2014, and we have a lot of fun every day. And being on the Nationals TV broadcast now with added resources and cool camera angles and statistical researchers at our disposal has made the product really fun from our vantage point. And yeah, the team's playing well as well. So yeah, it's been a great first month for sure.
I would say most people probably think the team is currently exceeding expectations, but I don't know what the actual expectazations were in the building. Are they so far exceeding them?
I think it's fair to say that they are, yeah, Zabe. I think that, especially when you look at what happened in spring training when they had the lowest, run per game total in Major League Baseball, and you really didn't know rotation-wise what things were going to look like, bullpen-wise what things were going to look like, offensively, it was looking a little dicey there. You wonder, James Wood is talented, Dalen Lyle's talented, C.J. Abrams obviously an all-star a couple of years ago, but you trade away Mackenzie Gore, who was your most experienced, highest ceiling starting pitcher that you had. That I think that, yes, they have exceeded expectations. The offense has been far and away better than I think anyone could have reasonably thought to this point, led by James and by CJ, but getting a bunch of contributions from guys that either we didn't know would contribute to this level or weren't even on the roster when they broke camp. You add Jorbit Bibas in a trade with the Yankees. You had Curtis Mead in a trade with the White Sox. Jose Tena hit a pinch hit home run in the 10th inning on Sunday at Chicago to help give them their eventual one-run win. Jose Tena has not really done much offensively over the last couple of years, and he's been batting up around 300 and putting in really good ABs. So it's just obviously led by the big names, but you're getting a bunch of contributions from guys that I do think is unexpected. And I think, especially when you look at the teams that they've played, it's been a gauntlet of a schedule in playing the Phillies and the Cubs and the Dodgers and the Brewers, and even the teams that are, quote unquote, not good teams that they've played. The Pirates are above 500 and are playing good ball. The White Sox are much improved, and they took a series there. So, yeah, I do think that they have outperformed expectations to this point for sure.
All right, so I guess then did anyone really run with the whole, oh my God, they're not scoring runs in spring training, they're going to stink, because now they're the highest scoring team in baseball. So I know that NFL preseason means nothing, and it's a funhouse mirror of what you're seeing makes no sense. In baseball, are there actual baseball people that say, no, there's some value in noticing trends in the preseason?
I think there are times that someone can have a big spring training and have a big regular season. There are times that a guy can really struggle in spring training and then stink it up in the regular season. There are also times that the inverse is true. So I don't know that there's necessarily any correlation. You have some guys, like Ryan Zimmerman talked about this at length in his playing career and since, that he freaking hated spring training. Like he wanted 25, 30 at-bats, and he wanted to get the heck out of there. But yeah, from a team standpoint, you want, especially when it's a new front office, a new coaching staff, you want to see some of the things that they're putting into place result in high run totals.
Yeah, you'd want to see the numbers. Yeah, you'd want to see the numbers look good, but then again, you would have to watch every game and go, are they really trying right now with the bases loaded in the 7th inning, pinch hitting this guy because they want to give him a look in spring training? Like that affects your run totals.
You're not getting real consequential game situations. And even if you are on your side of things, in the 7th or 8th or 9th inning of a spring training game, you're probably facing a guy on the mound who's a non-roster guy for the Cardinals who's going to start the year in high A ball.
Right.
It's just not an apples to apples comparison. But yeah, I think, if you ask Blake Butera, would you have liked to have seen more offense or a cleaner style of play in spring training? He would have said yes. But the fact of the matter is none of it matters once you get to opening day. And what they've done over the course of this first month of games that actually do matter has been pretty darn impressive.
When you look at James Wood over, I don't know when the red hot streak started. I want to say it was like maybe mid-April, like April 10th or something. You've seen him go nuclear for stretches before. Does this look like that, or does this look different? Does this look like the next step of the evolution of a tremendously talented player?
It's a good question, JP. I think that he's shown stretches like this in the past. Like he was an all-star last year after a really big first half, and then just wasn't able to maintain it. And C.J. Abrams has shown the same thing, that he's able to have a torrid 2-week, 4-week stretch, but then it doesn't align consistently over the course of a full season. I think that is the hardest thing to do in baseball, and maybe in all of professional sports, if we're being honest, is with the number of games that you're playing, the toll that it takes on your body, on your mind, for these guys to play at a high level consistently from late March until late September, it's really hard. And James has gotten off to a really good start, but teams are starting to pitch him differently. He's now, I think, up to 6 intentional walks on the season. Right. He's getting fewer pitches to hit. And as a young player, if you're only getting 1 pitch to hit an at-bat, if that, are you able to stay with your plan and not get outside of that and be comfortable taking a walk for the good of the team or for yourself? Those are the things that are hard to do for any major league hitter, much less a guy who's in just his second full major league season. So I think only time will tell whether James can keep this up for a full year. But to my point from a minute ago, that it's the hardest thing to do in baseball is to play at a very high level for a full season.
I mean, that's a marathon, dude. Talking with our friend Dan Kolko here on the Rude Guest Hotline. Of course, you can watch Dan nightly on Nationals TV. You could check your cable provider. You could stream it, which was a major problem with Masson. Give Dan a follow on Twitter at Dan Kolko, KOLKO _. Let's talk CJ, too, because he's been great. And, the rumor mill's going to churn there about a possible trade, especially as we get more into the summer. But, how impressed have you been with CJ to start here?
Yeah, he's been awesome. I think, obviously, the offensive numbers are what grab people's attention, and they should. He's, top 10 in on-base percentage. He's up there in slug. The on-base percentage thing is new for him. He has not drawn walks in the past. So that's been a big improvement. I was talking to him the other day. I mentioned this on our broadcast on Sunday, that he told me that he's truly just hunting pitches over the heart of the plate now. And if it's on the edges or off the edges, he's totally discarding those pitches and not even trying to offer at them, which is
sounds like a good plan.
Change.
Everyone should do that.
Yeah, it's a good plan, but it's a hard plan to implement every single AB. Is if you know the opposing pitcher is more than likely going to attack you with a fastball first pitch, you want to go attack that fastball because it's hard to get fastballs in the league today. And you know the numbers say he's probably going to throw one. He's throwing a fastball. It's a fastball. I'm going to go hit it, regardless of where it might be. And he has changed his his approach to where he's only hunting hard of the plate now, and it's been a real nice improvement for him. Defensively, he's been better. The work that he's putting in on a daily basis, I think, is the biggest improvement of all of them. And that's a credit to the Nationals front office, their coaching staff. They're working these guys really hard before every game, and they're giving them a routine that they are expected to put into place every single day before a game, whether it's a 7 o'clock game or a 1 o'clock game. It's hard, guys, in this grind of a season that we're talking about, to have a day game after a night game, get to the ballpark at 9:30 in the morning and go out there and immediately start putting in work. And that's what they're doing before all of these day games, because this is what the coaches have them do. And CJ's been consistent with that work, and I think we're seeing the dividends from it.
Absolutely, man. And the conversation about where he ends up will come at a certain point. But I don't know. You're in it every day, right? So you're going to have a different viewpoint. But I'd say for me and for most fans, and Zabe asked you about this, about outperforming expectations, and I'd say certainly. But I also think having this start where they're feisty as hell, and you look at the the NL East, and the Braves have the best record in baseball, I think. Maybe it's them or the Dodgers, but the Braves are
they do.
playing outrageous baseball. But two teams with crazy payrolls in the Phillies and the Mets are god-awful. They both fired their skip already. And I feel like for Nats fans, there's something happening where you feel like you're able to reinvest your time and energy because this thing is back on the upslope. Like, I know when you go to the ballpark, you get there early, you walk around, like people see you and yell, "Hey, Kolko," all that stuff. Do you feel that vibe at all?
I definitely feel a vibe that things are moving in the right direction. 100%, no doubt about it. I think that comes from what Paul Timoni has put into place as the new president of baseball operations and his entire staff that he's hired. They've been intentional with everything. The plans that they're building out, not just at the major league level, but through all levels of the minors, and the resources that their coaching staffs now have down on the farm, I think you're starting to see that development. If there are fans out there, and there are a ton that follow the Nationals minor league system, they are very excited about what they're seeing, and they should, because these prospects are really making huge strides this year through the first month of the season. At the major league level, I think we're seeing that too. It's what I was just talking about with the intentionality of everything that they're doing, and the way that they're trying to get improvements from these guys. I said this before the season, and JP, I might have said it to you guys when I was on with you right before the season started, is, of course, seasons are always judged on wins and losses. And that's going to be the case. That's what you're in it for. But for the Nationals this year, I think that they're being judged beyond that. They're being judged in how are these players on an individual basis improving from the start of spring training until the end of the regular season. Because if C.J. Abrams gets 15% better, and if Dalen Lyle gets 10% better, and if insert player X, Cade Cavalli, gets 8% better, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you add all those improvements up, you're getting the organization into a significantly better place as a whole. And so I think that's the goal this year is, yes, you want to win games. Yes, of course, surprising people and making a push for a playoff spot would be amazing. But Paul Timoni admitted before the season started, that's, probably not in the cards for this team this year. It's about moving things in the right direction organizationally and using these processes to get all of these players better individually, and then seeing where we stand at the end of the year.
And because
I do feel that we're doing that right now. Right.
And because I don't talk Nats every day, like a lot of hosts here, I just need to be the dumb guy in the room and go, and they're going to trade Abrams. Why again? With 3 years of control left?
Well, I am not going to sit here and say that they are going to trade.
Yeah, maybe they won't.
Okay, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Why would they entertain that thought? Because they think we're not going to do anything in 3 years under the control of this player? I mean,
Gore was a similar contractual control, right?
We can speak hypothetically here about this, right? Like, Mackenzie Gore was traded because there was a value placed on him by another of the 30 teams that the Nationals felt like they could get back minor league prospects into their system that better matched the timeline of where they are organizationally in their pursuit of making the playoffs. Like, Mackenzie Gore had this year and next year of team control, and so you're reinvesting in your minor league system, feeling like, whether it's next year, 2 years from now, whenever it is, that your major league team is ready to pop, is ready to make a run for the postseason. That better aligns you with that timeline.
I got
right?
it. So the argument would be that he's juicy right now, Abrams, and so his value is high, and you still need to rebuild your next core, and this could be the time to do it if your timeline of really competing is not quite there yet. I get it.
Or that you feel that he could be part of this timeline, but you're just getting a value placed on him by one of the other 30 teams.
That's an outrageous value.
Is too good to pass up.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy that, when he's going well, like he is this year, is one of the best hitting shortstops in baseball, and he's improved defensively this year. And there were can he play shortstop every day? Some people were questioning that. Maybe there's a team now that says, yes, we believe that he can, because he's showing that he can. I'm not going to play general manager here, but these are the things that people that are in front offices discuss. And, it's not my place to say that they, will or should re-sign C.J. Abrams, or that they will play out the string with him under his current deal and then see what happens afterwards, or that they'll trade him. But these are the things that front office executives consider when they go through discussions like this.
What time you on tonight, dude?
It is a 7:10 first pitch. We're going on the air at 7 o'clock, and a chance to take advantage of a Mets team that's not going so hot right now and keep playing well on the road. The Nats have just coming off another series win on the road at Chicago and hoping to keep it rolling, so we're excited.
What's your favorite road trip? I mean, you've probably done them all by now, I imagine. I mean, New York's got to be pretty cool. I can't imagine you stay in Queens. I imagine you stay in the city. But where do you love to go?
Chicago's my favorite city to visit, especially in the summertime. And, of course, we get 2 trips there this year because we're playing the White Sox at their place, and both of those trips come in the first month of the season.
That's probably brick gold.
So the White Sox trip is as fun as the Cubs trip?
It's not Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field is a solid yard. It's not Wrigley, which is my favorite big league park that there is.
But do you stay on the south side when you guys...
No way. They're staying in the
loop. No. Yeah, we
well, it's a long drive then from the nicer hotels down to that ballpark down there.
They're taking a team bus with a police escort.
I'll tolerate it, Zabe. I'll tolerate it.
Right. Awesome. Kolko, appreciate it, man. Have a great call tonight. It's been fun watching, dude. Honestly, and you, I can see the difference in the broadcast just from like a media standpoint. It's well done. Thank you.
Thanks for saying that, JP. I appreciate it, buddy. Good to talk to you guys.
Good to talk to you, Dan. Dan Kolko, watch him tonight. Nationals TV. The smartest thing they did with the streaming deal is that, like, I know what channel I have to go to on my Xfinity, and it's there.